Okay. Okay, cool. It worked. Welcome to 30-minute reviews. I'm Adam. And we're doing this week again, are we, I guess? Or did you vanish?
Welcome to 30-minute reviews. I'm Peter.
There we go. Okay. So this week is another shitty addition to the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay.
No, this is the good one, but
I thought you meant the one we watched, and I was like,
no.
I think you were mistaken.
This is the good one now, because they did release they had the audacity to release Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No. I intended to see it, but I didn't have time to, because I had car issues to deal with. Did you know The Punisher comes out in November?
Like a movie?
The TV show. The TV show with a spin-off of The Punisher from Daredevil.
I did not.
Because I guess I went on comicbook.com to pull up our news, and I didn't. I just saw that now. Let's see. Our biggest story this week, we had 2 director departures in DC, which I guess is just... At some point, we have to ask, what the hell is going on over there that so many directors have left?
I think they read the scripts, and they're like, this is far above my level. I can't even fathom directing this masterpiece.
Because now we are now on our 3rd director for Justice League Dark. Which originally was supposed to be Guillermo del Toro directing.
Yeah.
Then he dropped out. Then it was Doug Liman who was going to be directing. And then he dropped out. And now it's rumored that it's going to be Damien Chazelle.
Chazelle.
No, Chevron, who is in talks. He's not. He's an Argentinian director. He's not well known in the United States, but he is. He's well known in Argentina. So he is the one.
I think we should give Stephen King a couple pounds of cocaine and then let him direct it.
Actually, I don't think Stephen King would be that bad of an idea.
He directed Maximum Overdrive. That's the only movie he's ever directed.
At least even for writing it, he could probably write this movie pretty. And he is directing the $6 Million Man reboot.
Cool.
So that's his big name thing that he's doing. The other major departure, Zack Snyder will not be directing Justice League from this point forward. His daughter held herself back in mid-March, and now he stepped down to deal with family issues as a result, which I don't fault him for. Like, this is not something that I'm saying he should have puffed through, but it makes sense now why they announced the Batgirl movie when they did, because the Batgirl movie was announced in late March, and there was announced that Joss Whedon would be directing it. And Joss Whedon will be taking over Justice League from here on out. As the fan of Zack Snyder,
yes.
How does this make you feel?
Well, he already directed like most of the movie, so I don't think like he did his job. It's just the post stuff, and I think they're doing a couple of reshoots.
Well, the reshoots are rumored to be new scenes written by Joss. So, in a movie written and directed by Zack Snyder, do you think scenes written by Joss Whedon would be somewhat out of place or incredibly out of place?
Get some quips in there. I'm sure they'll fit in perfectly.
I don't think so. what's it called? I think we already saw two of the quips in this movie. Those are Zack Snyder's, um, not Joss Whedon's. And we know they come from the character who is consistently known for being the funniest character in the comics, Batman.
Yeah.
With his when the Flash asks him what's your superpower, and he says I'm rich, and then when Cyborg says to him, what's it called? I didn't think you were real, and he says I'm real when it's useful. Batman's getting a little quippy up here. Also, there's I do think the funniest so far is Aquaman's. So you dress like a bat. I dig it. Like that. But I think it's just because of the actor whose name escapes me.
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. I think he's just like he's a better comedic actor than Ben Affleck is.
I don't think so.
Because even in Ben Affleck's funny movies, he's the straight man.
Ben Affleck is one of the greatest actors that has ever graced our silver screens.
But I think that the ultimate problem with this is going to come down to two things. Number one, this is going to be, if it's good, the second DC Extended Universe movie that is widely considered to be good. If Wonder Woman is as good as they're making it seem.
Probably is.
Again, I'm brought back to the third trailer of Batman v Superman, which had the sequence of Batman fighting in the warehouse, which is the greatest Batman moment in a movie. It almost makes an attempt to save the other 2 hours 20 minutes of Batman v.
It's worth it to just watch that thing.
It's not a bad scene. I'm not saying that. It shows a good amount.
But I'm saying it's just those little scenes in that movie it's worth watching the whole extended edition.
Not worth the extended.
You get to see little kids walking through like 9/11.
Yeah. I do also think what was it I said the other in the event that this movie does turn out good, and I don't think it will.
Debatable.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously it's debatable because the movie's not out yet. But I don't think I have a strong feeling this movie's not going to turn out good. When it doesn't turn out good, it's going to fall. It's going to fall to Zack Snyder for the blame. If the movie turns out good, Joss Whedon's get all the credit.
Yeah, probably.
And therein lies. So that's the thing number one. That's our big story off the top. I also don't think that Justice League's a good match off the bat for the universe that's been created for Joss Whedon. I think if you want to do a Flash movie, that'd be a better match.
Or a Batgirl movie.
Batgirl. You could probably do Shazam.
Or Man-Bat.
Or even Aquaman. But yeah, this is a bad idea, I think. But who knows? It could end up, being good. Now that was the biggest story this week. Earlier within the last 2 days, Square has made an announcement. You may know Square as the company that put out Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, all that. They announced that both Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 7, the reboot, the remaster, will be coming out at some point in the next 3 years.
Nice.
So,
what if you're like 45 and they're like, Final Fantasy 3 is coming out?
I'm just waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3. All I want. I've been waiting
Kingdom Hearts 3.
for. At this point, it's been close to 10 years. No, it's been 11 years. It came out in 2006.
You only can
11
play the same
years.
HD remaster so many times.
Exactly. I've played Kingdom Hearts 2. I've played Kingdom Hearts 1. I played them both at 60 frames per second on the PlayStation 4. Give me something new. And you know what? I paid $60 for a game that gave me what's it called? It gave me 2 hours of
AIDS.
gameplay with playing as Aqua because it was a new game. Like this is where you have people. The game doesn't need to be perfect. I don't think. I think the game needs to be playable, and it has to be somewhere near the vicinity of as good as Kingdom Hearts 2. Because the problem with you releasing these HD remasters every so often is you remind people of how good the good games are. And when the new one doesn't live up to that, you're setting yourself up for failure.
I hope there's more dance levels like the under the water
Mermaid. That was,
yeah, that's what the people want.
Oh, there is a new Star Wars story. Are you ready for this? Next month, they will be announcing what the next spin-off is.
Like after the Han Solo movie?
Right, so the release schedule is this December. It's the last December release. Star Wars Episode 8. The Last Jedi.
Then January, the week after, is the Han Solo movie.
No, the Han Solo movie comes out 2 weeks after Infinity War. You may be asking yourself, what dumbass made that decision? I'm also asking that question.
That's like self-cannibalizing.
Like, it'd be one thing if they weren't owned by the same... Like, if it was Fox and was like, okay, you're going to put out your movie, and then Fox was like, here's Star Wars.
Okay, you don't need to smash into the computer.
That was my desk. My desk is not the best quality. By the way, if you use comicbook.com, you're gonna notice like a crap ton of Logan ads all over.
When I was out last night, like every bar, no matter what TV or what channel it was on, there was like Logan trailers all over the place.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I'm not saying.
It is a very good movie.
They also announced that in marketing, the lightsaber that was formerly owned by Anakin and formerly owned by Luke and is now owned by Rey will be referred to as Rey's lightsaber from here on out.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Needless to say, the internet shit itself.
Oh, why are people? It is her lightsaber.
And that's what I don't get. Is like, okay, no one's gonna buy the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber, so okay, you don't have to dub it that.
It would be confusing if it was still called like Anakin's or Luke's lightsaber.
Like Luke's lightsaber is green. If you ask anyone, if you're gonna buy a lightsaber toy, Luke's lightsaber is the green one. If you're gonna sell one for the Anakin character, you're gonna sell Darth Vader's lightsaber, red.
Yeah.
If you're gonna sell a lightsaber based on the original trilogy, you're gonna sell either Mace Windu's, which is purple, or even like I could see them doing Count Dooku's because it's so differently designed. It's designed like a rapier.
A rapier?
Rapier. And so that those would be the ones you'd sell there. So it makes sense to dub this one Rey's, and then obviously you have Kylo Ren, who's got the 8-sided lightsaber.
Yeah.
So that's the people were upset that it's like it goes against the spirit of the Jedi. You have to create your own lightsaber. I'm like, shut the hell up! It's a movie.
That's not true because Luke was just given his light. Also, Luke was just given that lightsaber. Also,
well, no, but the thing is, Luke wasn't considered a Jedi until he built the green one himself.
And we also, if you just look and watch the movies, it's never said that he builds it or any builds it. He just shows up with a green lightsaber.
And I also like how it's like we're gonna get back to how in the original trilogy, Obi-Wan says the lightsaber is the most important thing. When like you can do like a montage of how many times people lose their fucking lightsabers in the prequels.
Oh yeah, and then they just like throw like there's literally just a guy walking around with like a belt full of lightsaber, just tossing them out to people.
Yeah, like come on, like And then there's the and then there's
Like, they
General
just seem
Grievous
like
who has
a
four.
gun.
Actually, the General Grievous I have only has two.
What a puss.
Yeah, this is not the right General. So that was something else that's the internet upset. Something else that made the internet upset this week is there gonna be woman-only screenings of Wonder Woman.
I kind of against. I'm not against it, probably for the same reasons most of the internet is against it.
Okay, what's your rationale for being against it?
I'm against it, just because it kind of promotes that like women are different and like separate than men are.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, I think that could be a problem. And it's like saying that this movie like is for women, or like, I don't know. I think it's like is more of a separation of women and men than promoting like the strength of women. I think just showing the movie by itself is good to promote women, because like you have very strong female leads in this movie. You have a female director, right?
Yeah, Patty Jenkins.
Yeah. So I think just showing the movie and promoting these women by like having the movie just be good that's the best thing for it. But making this like a promotional stunt, I think is a problem.
But you know what I'm getting flashbacks to with this?
What?
Annie. I'm getting flashbacks to Ghostbusters, where the movie's quality. This movie's gonna be very well received critically, and it's also gonna be very well received publicly. In terms
I do
of
think you're
social
gonna
media.
have the same people that like just like freaked out about Ghostbusters and like couldn't handle their shit are going to be the same people that are freaking out about Wonder Woman and like how horrible it is.
Well, no, but I don't.
Like,
I think there's a difference. I think Wonder Woman hasn't made any departures from what people like about the comic, because they're even keeping in the backstory where she's a descendant of Zeus, like that, and that's weird. Like, and we've talked before on the show about how a lot, like it's my thing that I think movies have to kind of earn the right to get weird in a franchise, which is why you didn't get magic in Marvel until the 14th movie, 15th movie, whatever one Doctor Strange was, and so it felt more like in line, because it's like we have all this, all like the franchise has already built up a nice strata for you to sit on, before you can get to this point where you go into Suicide Squad and they go right into magic, and it's like we don't really have any real basis for it. We have Superman who can punch things really hard, but there's no real other basis in this world. And it's also why Power Rangers for me worked, because the first 2 hours of the movie is them establishing these people, not action heroes. And then by the time they get to the end of the movie and they're fighting in the Zords, it feels like it feels like a movie first, then it feels like it's Power Rangers, if that makes sense. So with Wonder Woman, they can get a little bit weirder because they've established a character already, and you won't make people off-putting. But I think the ultimate problem with this is going to be it has that same padding to the Rotten Tomatoes score or Metacritic score that what's it called that Ghostbusters had, where they started a little bit late getting on the men hate this thing, and you'll stick it to men by saying it's good. Where they started right off the bat with the
Ghostbusters were definitely trying to like exploit that way more.
Yeah.
Than like when Sony made sure to promote all the comments that were sexist.
Yeah.
To show that the only people that don't like Ghostbusters are people that hate women.
When Jude Law went out and said, "Oh, the only people who hate this movie are Trump supporters."
Yeah, fun.
Like that.
So
that was,
at least they're not doing that.
Yeah, like I think that's what they're trying to get though. They're trying to bait a response. This is them laying the bait and going, okay, you have a problem with this. You're just gonna help us. They're not going to help the box
Yeah.
office. They're going to help the what's it called? They're going to help the critical score, which in turn does help the box office a little. Because I have seen an uptick in the projection for Wonder Woman. In opening weekend. Because remember we reported a few weeks ago it was set to 65 was where it was.
Yeah.
Forbes. I opened up the Forbes article and they have the quote of the day. I gotta whitelist it on AdBlock. Okay, it's whitelisted. Hang on. There we go. So Forbes has Wonder Woman. Oh no, it's not an actual projection they have. They're just saying we think it's gonna do better than 65 million.
Yeah. Cool. Good for
Now,
you, Forbes.
Here's why I don't think it's gonna do more than 65 million. Wonder Woman is competing with another movie coming out that same weekend, which also has a huge built-in cash grab audience. And this is not something I thought I would say. It's competing against the Captain Underpants.
Strong competition.
It sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but children's movies always perform better than this kind of stuff. And that's just a given fact, because children's movies have a built-in you have to bring two people to see this because you have to bring parent and child. So that's what always ends up happening. And if you have a kid and you have to choose, do I see Wonder Woman now or do I see Captain Underpants now? You're more likely to see Captain Underpants than you are.
Or you can be
Wonder
like,
Woman.
hey, do you want to be a cool kid and see Wonder Woman, or do you want to be a little baby and see Captain Underpants?
I don't know. I think Wonder Woman's gonna win out the weekend, but it's gonna be close. Especially going up against week 2 of Pirates. That's the other thing you gotta think about. Alien Covenant is still in theaters in its 3rd week. Pirates of the Caribbean is in its 2nd week. Baywatch isn't an issue, and then you have there's one, and then Guardians of the Galaxy is still there.
Baywatch looked so fucking stupid.
Yes.
I don't understand why they made that movie. I saw on Twitter someone made a very good point where one of the comedic moments from the trailer is that Zac Efron and The Rock kiss.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like, now at this point in our society, it's just saying like, oh, like 2 guys kissing is funny, like, because it's a joke how gay is funny.
Well, for a movie like Baywatch, if you think about what Baywatch ultimately is, it's a beach show that made Pamela Anderson famous.
Yeah, sort of.
You have a built-in audience of people who are like, they're looking for that kind of thing. We also have, we have a huge announcement going ahead of E3.
There's no E3.
There is E3. Far Cry 5 was announced. Guess where it takes place?
Detroit.
No. Close.
Baltimore.
No. Farther away. You're getting farther.
Canada.
No. Again, close.
Seattle.
No.
Is it in the United States?
It is in the United States. Do you want me to tell
Cincinnati.
you? No.
Is it a city?
No. It's a state.
Montana.
Yes.
Ah.
The game takes place in Montana, and you are a sheriff's deputy who has to fight against Christian fundamentalists.
Fight reporters that give you a good question.
No.
And body slam them.
Oh yeah, that was in Montana.
Then you win a congressional seat.
That was in Montana. I forgot about that.
While getting charged with assault.
You have to fight Christian fundamentalists and cult leaders in Montana. Again, people were up in arms about this.
Why?
Because they also said in the company, I don't know if it's true or not. I just read comments. I didn't actually read what happened. Apparently, some people get to kill our Trump supporters.
Oh well,
So,
too fucking bad. It's a
so that's the
game.
thing.
Like, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah. Yeah, so I went on to IGN, these are some of the comments. Okay, we get it, PC police. White straight males equal the devil. Again, the company's created by a friend.
Aren't you a white guy in the game?
Yes. The company that makes it is French. Damn French. We know you'll be a Muslim republic anyway by 2030. Let's see. Looking for weak-minded people that believe in a God because they don't believe in themselves, or are trying to be forgiven for something they have done that wasn't good in their lives. That's another comment. Please shut up about white supremacy. History is full of people dominating each other. At least America is creating a safe place for freedom. I do not like the fact at all that they're creating a game where Americans kill other Americans. I think this is a bad time for such a game. We are all people. We are remnants of dead stars. Soon we'll be able to alter our very DNA. Race will become just a certain set of obsolete traits. Sit down, liberals. Go check out Colin Moriarty's page, Colin's Last Stand.
And killing other Americans in Far Cry. That's just saying it from an American player's perspective. Like a lot of other people, millions of other people around the world are going to be playing this game.
Yeah, exactly.
When Far Cry is in other countries, like those are other people in those countries that are like killing their own people, and it's not a problem. It's a fucking video game.
By the way, did you know Far Cry 4? There was no outcry like this. Do you know where it takes place?
Asia? Afghanistan.
India-ish.
I was close. I was right.
It's like Mercenary. If they did a Mercenary set in America that's a similar concept, it'd be like, why are you killing random Americans? It's like, no, you spent the Mercenaries too. You were killing brown people the entire time. Like,
yeah, and if you can kill Americans if you decide to side with the Chinese.
That's true. You can flat out kill Americans.
They're just people getting mad and they're like, stop making fun of us because we're stupid.
White Christian just murdered 2 men for trying to stop him from harassing Muslim women in Portland. He slit their throats. The religion of peace strikes again.
Wait, who slit whose throat?
This is what the comment says. A white Christian just murdered 2 men for trying to stop him from harassing Muslim women in Portland. He slit their throats. Religion of peace strikes again. And I'm like, wait a minute, how is that the Muslims? Like,
well, they could be saying about the Christian guy.
No, that's true. Let me see if I can get. I'm trying to find one more gem comment before we close out this section. There's one that has the word child rape in it. That'd be a good one. Yeah, let me find that one.
Oh, I saw someone's Tinder profile, and one of their characteristics that the girl put was anti-Zionist.
Nice.
And I was like, what? What? Also, I have podcasting, I guess, news.
Sure.
All right, so I was listening to Never Not Funny, and they were telling the guy, like, what Alexa was, or, like, stop. I just turned mine on. But they use an example of how it works. So they said, like, set an alarm for 4:45, and it turned mine on and set an alarm for 4:45. And then, so that was a whole deal. But then there's other podcast, Part of My Take, which is the really good sports podcast. They're driving. They bought a 1993 van, and they're driving it around the Rust Belt on their way to the Indy 500 for the past week. So they're driving through Ohio, and they saw a tornado, and there was all these tornado warnings and shit. So they decided to become storm chasers and try to chase the tornado in their van. and it just reminded me, if it was you, me, and Bill in a car, that was something Bill and I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Because then their producer was had a breakdown and was screaming at them to stop and that he hated them.
Don't do this.
And that they're all gonna die. And they're like, no, it's funny. Let's chase the storm. And then the guy driving was tweeting about it while he was driving.
I did find a good comment.
Okay.
All right, get ready for this. This isn't bad either. This is a level-headed comment from what I read. I read about half of it so far. The issue I see here is that I doubt the game will have the correct fun to satire ratio as GTA 5, which came to mind instantly. I won't prejudge, but I already suspect the plot will take us into the far too serious waters without the actual bravado to follow through, and then yet a tone set by such a story. First trailer gut instinct, I'm out. Give me a second trailer that doesn't try so hard to convince the tone of the game and points out to the fun rather than hiding under the hood and I'll reevaluate.
I think it could be too cringy, like them trying too hard to make it the right wing nut job thing.
Well, that's what I'm seeing in the comments too. Is it's like because then the next comment in a reply is why does it have to have satire in it? I want it to be a serious game. Like it's a video game. Calm the
It's
fuck
Far
down.
Cry.
Like exactly. Like it's a game where you get to kill people indiscriminately. Like I don't understand what you're looking for. And then I'm just confused. Like I don't understand. I thought there was one other thing I had that we didn't address yet. Oh, we didn't. We'll do that after. We have our fall TV schedule to talk about. Did we talk about that? We didn't.
No.
Because there are a bunch of new shows, a bunch of returning shows, like that. So one other thing, if you haven't bought Logan yet, they sold out of the Steelbook at what's it called? Best Buy.
Uh-huh.
So let me just grab my first world problem. I had to buy the 4K Blu-ray like a peasant because they ran.
The Steelbooks are cool.
They ran out of the Steelbooks, so now I have the 4K Blu-ray version. I was not happy about that. So yeah, this week's movie, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Uh-huh.
So
how much for? Can I get Logan on Amazon, or should I try to go to Best Buy? Right.
Well, it depends because I got Logan the 4K Blu-ray. I don't know if it's gonna last through the end of this week. I know a lot of things just like this. They the sale only lasts till the week it comes out, and then it goes not to regular price, but it's still a discounted rate. So I got the 4K Blu-ray, and it comes with a regular Blu-ray for $24.99 at Best Buy. At Walmart, it's $24.96. But the Blu-ray is $19.99 if you want just a straight Blu-ray.
That's pretty good.
So that's probably until the end of the day today, because usually the sales swap out going into Sunday. So that's gonna be fun. It's not bad, but I would buy it only because I don't know how digital works with Logan Noir.
No, I'd rather buy it because I really like that movie.
Because I got the 4K set, it's a 4-disc set. Like
that's a lot.
It has the 4K version of the regular movie with commentary, then the 4K version of Logan Noir with the commentary, then the Blu-ray theatrical version with deleted scenes, commentary, audio commentary, like a document about how they made the movie, and then disc 4 is the Blu-ray with Logan Noir and the audio commentary.
A lot of discs.
Yeah, so. That's why I would recommend getting the disc version over getting it digital. Cause I don't know how it works with the noir aspect of it.
Yeah, I just got the Blu-ray. I don't have a 4K.
Right. Yeah.
Capabilities.
Well, the Blu-ray's still gonna have it. Ooh, the new Law and Order show. I didn't know that.
A new Law and Order.
Well, we'll talk about that when we go. I just saw the TV guide. As I didn't know that was happening.
Sound like an 80-year-old man.
Do you want to intro while I find out about this Law and Order spinoff?
Like intro Curse of the Black Pearl?
Yeah.
All right.
I have the article.
I think around when Curse of the Black Pearl was released, Disney was like, we should make more movies based off of our rides with no other background material.
Yes.
So, in that same vein, you had Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, The Haunted Mansion. Sorry, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that came out, and now they're trying again with Jungle Cruise with Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah. So yeah, it's Haunted Mansion is a piece of shit. That's a 13% of Rotten Tomatoes. Curse of the Black Pearl is a good movie. I think that part of it is because you had so little to go on. They're just like pirates, and then that's it.
Well, it's easy to the story kind of like it's nothing too deep. It's self-contained.
Yeah. But it's like fun because it's kind of scary because they're skeleton zombie people.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of funny parts. You have Johnny Depp doing shit. My biggest problem with this movie. Can I just skip to the end? I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
The part I never understood, even when I was a child and I watched this movie, through now. So at the end, the pirates are immortal, like they can't die until they return all the treasure. So he shoots the bad guy, and then the guy's like, haha, like, I'm immortal, like, you fucking idiot. And then he's like, oh, and he drops the medallion thing into, like, the chest. But there's a pretty big gap between him getting shot and then him dropping the medallion into the chest.
Right.
So I don't understand how he didn't heal before the medallion was dropped into the chest.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing, too. That's the other problem. Why didn't everyone else also die? Or why didn't Jack die? Because he had the sword through him.
Yeah, he had the sword through him. Like, pretty dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But then that guy comes back, so Jeffrey Rush comes back, so don't worry. Because you have 4 or 5 other movies. I haven't seen the one before this one. The Fountain of, what is it called? I forget.
It's called On Stranger Tides. It's about the Fountain of Youth.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, and I haven't seen the new one. I kind of want to watch them. I don't know. I feel they remind me a lot of Transformers franchise, where you know what you're going to get when you go into.
I don't think that works. I don't think it works the same way, to be honest. Because Transformers, you're going in to see Transformers, and you know it's robots killing each other. For me, I think the issue with when I
go to see Pirates of the Caribbean, I want to go see a giant sea witch that creates a vortex in the middle of the ocean, and then you have 30 pirate ships fighting each other, spinning around a giant sea creature.
I don't know. I think for me, I'm looking for something more character driven.
That was grounded and character driven. The third Pirates of the Caribbean.
No. I'm saying that's why those aren't as good. Like the first one is grounded in character. Like that's what I think.
Oh, they also had to what the fuck is her name? The main woman in that Pirates of the Caribbean.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, they had to give her a push-up bra, and then stuff the push-up bra, and then do airbrushing and shadowing to make it look like she had boobs. Because she talked about it on a talk show, and they're like, because they asked her how are your boobs so big in Pirates of the Caribbean, and she was like, it was a very long process. She had to go into makeup with the people turning into skeletons to make sure she had boobs. So Jerry Bruckheimer is like, no, they need to be bigger.
Yeah, this is a very good movie that isn't. If you watch just this movie and just pretend that nothing else ever happened, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah, it is a good standalone movie.
And then it doesn't feel like you need to watch a sequel to get the entire story.
Davy Jones is cool though.
Why is it no easy to read grid? Yeah, but it's not worth is it worth sitting through the next 2 movies just to see that?
Yep.
Not really.
And Jack Sparrow dies, and then he is in a crab land. That was fun. Yeah. And then there's a Kraken, I think.
Yeah, there's a Kraken.
I forgot about that part.
It's a pretty big plot point in the second.
Yeah, and then also the East India Trading Company is in cahoots with Davy Jones or something like that.
Yeah. it goes off the rails a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Fun times.
All right. So, but yeah, I mean, this is one of those movies where it's like you've seen it already. I can guarantee you've seen this movie. Because everyone's seen this movie. I
I think it holds up.
it does. Yeah. Like, and you know what it is? It's because it's most of practical effects.
Yeah, it's a PG-13 Disney movie.
Yes. We never see those. The entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Star Wars.
Yeah, but none of those say Disney on the front.
That's true. That'd be weird, I think, if you went into Star Wars and had the Disney logo before it, you'd just be like, come on.
I wouldn't be surprised, but they were smart by keeping the Lucasfilm logo.
Yeah. So yeah. So what would you rate this?
Out of 10,
Yeah.
I would give it a solid 7.
I'd give it an 8.
An SS.
I'd give it an 8.
I remember I watched this movie a lot. Like we had it on DVD, and I thought it was a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, it is a fun movie. It's not bad.
And I remember I was like really excited because the second one was coming out, and I saw the second one, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah,
because all the second one is a holding place until to get you to the third one.
Yeah, it's filler.
And the third one is then you're like, "Oh, okay, what the fuck was that?" Also, in the second and third one, Will Turner's dad, because he like is on Davy Jones' ship, and then part of being on Davy Jones' ship is like everyone turns into like weird
half-sea
animal, half sea creatures. He got the shit end of the deal on that. His like sea creature is like a mussel or like a barnacle or something. He's like a half mollusk. Like everyone else is like half shark and like half cool shit, or like half crab and half lobster. And he's like, I'm half clam. Like,
I guess
my part of my face is hard.
But yeah, this is a movie that I would definitely recommend seeing it if you're going to see Pirates of the Caribbean this week. I would recommend if you're going to see Pirates of the Caribbean this weekend.
The new one brings back like Will Turner and shit, right?
Will Turner, Jack, and Barbossa.
Yeah, well, isn't Barbossa at all of them too?
Yeah, he's also in the prequel.
Yeah. Wait, this is a prequel?
No. This one's a sequel. This one is like the way it goes is on Stranger Tides, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Wait, on Stranger Tides is a prequel?
Yeah. Like Barbossa is like a sailor for the East India Company.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. Like, actually, let me grab the box. Bought all of them at Best Buy because they were having a deal where they were all like $7.99. So I'm like, sign me that. That's personal. I put in the wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Disney should get together with their Blu-rays because, like, my Blu-ray for At World's End looks. Now, if you look, let me bring up Hangout so I can see that you're actually seeing it. I'm not holding it in the wrong direction, which I've done before. If you look, there's Barbossa.
Yeah. He's dressed like nice.
Yeah. So now look at this and tell me, is this a DVD or a Blu-ray?
Hold on. Looks like a DVD.
It's a DVD plus 2-disc Blu-ray. So this is just the DVD of Curse of the Black Pearl. This is the Blu-ray, and this is a DVD. So that's the thing there. So yeah. So Disney check it there. So the fall TV schedule has been officially released. So let's see. Let's just go through the list. See what stupidities happen. Now I noticed something weird about football that we'll get to when we get to that point. So Sunday, ABC in primetime airs To Tell the Truth and Shark Tank and 10 Days in the Valley. 10 Days in the Valley is a new show. Never heard of that, but Shark Tank did get renewed.
Fucking love Shark Tank.
Then Monday, it's Dancing with the Stars for 2 hours. and The Good Doctor, which is a new show.
Is that like The Good Wife, but doctors?
It doesn't give me any information.
Hmm.
It just says The Good Wife, The Good Doctor. Then Tuesday, it's The Middle, Fresh Off the Boat, Blackish. Then new shows The Mayor and The Gospel of Kevin.
Cool.
Then ABC, Wednesday, The Goldbergs, Speechless, returning for a second year. Modern Family, American Housewife, and Designated Survivor. One of those things is not like the other. Thursday nights, Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and How to Get Away with Murder. Friday nights, Once Upon a Time, The Inhumans, and 2020. And then Saturday, this is weird, Saturday Night Football.
Like college football? Or NFL?
Maybe. No, because Fox has Saturday Night Football. Fox Sports Saturday College Football.
That's weird.
Yeah. CBS has Wisdom of the Crowd, which is a new show. NCIS Los Angeles Madam Secretary on Sunday. CBS is weird because they also have their Monday schedule changes halfway through. It starts out Big Bang Theory, 9 JKL, Kevin Can Wait, and Me, Myself, and I. And then it gets swapped around mid-season for Kevin Can Wait, 9 JKL, Me, Myself, and I, and then Superior Donuts, and then Scorpion after the entire year. Then NCIS Bull and NCIS New Orleans on Tuesdays. Bull isn't a bad show, actually. Also, of the shows we've talked about so far, NCIS is in 3 of the titles. Then Wednesday, Survivor, again, for some fucking reason. SEAL Team, which is a new show, and Criminal Minds. Then they have Thursday Night Football on CBS from the beginning of the season through October 26th. Then from then on comes, and I'm feeling myself getting cancer as I say this, Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
The spin-off Young Sheldon.
Yeah.
Then Mom.
Yeah.
Then Life in Pieces, which isn't that bad. And then SWAT, which I have no idea what SWAT is.
That flies.
Then MacGyver.
I didn't know that was happening.
That's season 2, MacGyver.
Well, no idea that was a show.
Yeah, season 2 of MacGyver. Hawaii Five-0, Blue Bloods on Friday. Then Saturday they have Crime Time Saturday, which is when they show encores of their drama series from throughout the week. Because, you know, it's 70s and there's no DVRs or anything.
Yeah, people can't do it themselves.
So they have encores. Then Fox has on Sundays at 7:30 Bob's Burgers, The Simpsons, then Ghosted, then Family Guy, then Last Man on Earth. Then Monday, Fox has their superhero day where they have Lucifer and The Gifted. Lucifer being the spinoff of Constantine, and The Gifted being an X-Men TV show in the X-Men universe, but with different actors playing different characters because Blink is in it. So look out for that. Then Tuesday, Lethal Weapon comes back for a second season for some reason. The Mix somehow got renewed for a second season, and that show is awful too. And Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is another phenomenal show. Then Wednesday is Empire and Star back-to-back. Thursday is Gotham and The Orville, which, have you watched the trailer for The Orville yet?
No, I don't even know what that is.
It's Seth MacFarlane is in it, and he created the show.
Oh, wait, never mind. I know. It's a fake Star Trek show, right?
Yes. It does look pretty funny.
There was like some parts I liked, but some parts I was like, this looked not good.
I don't know. I here's the thing. I don't trust Seth MacFarlane to make his own stuff because he's not that funny. I trust him to. He has such a love for Star Trek. I trust him to be able to make parody it correctly.
Yeah, most of it I liked. There were just some jokes I was like, that's not funny. But I'm probably not going to watch that show anyway.
Oh, I am.
I don't have time. House of Cards coming back.
Then Fridays, they have the 30th season of Hell's Kitchen and The Exorcist.
Yay.
The Exorcist got renewed for season 2, I guess. Then Saturday, Fox Sports Saturday College Football. Then NBC has Sunday Night Football, kicking off this year with, you know who's playing the first Sunday night game of the year?
The Giants.
Giants at Cowboys. Again.
Yep.
because
Yeah,
that's
the
how
thing.
you start out every season, I guess. Then The Voice for 2 hours on Mondays, followed by The Brave. I have no idea what that show is. Then Tuesdays is The Voice again.
That
Then
must be like the. Well, I don't know, American Idol used to have 2 episodes a week, so I guess they're doing
it's
that
still
system.
stupid. Then Superstore and The Good Place and Chicago Fire. Um, then Wednesday The Blacklist, SVU, and Chicago PD. Thursday Will and Grace, getting its renewal season. Great news.
Oh,
I don't know what show.
I follow this Twitter account. It's like a funny Seinfeld account,
Mm-hmm.
but it's always like stupid shit. It's like, what if George gets Zika virus or something like that? But then whenever like NBC posts the Will and Grace coming back, it posts like funny shit. Like when it announced it, it like quoted that tweet, and it's just like every day we drift further from God's light. And then like it will just randomly shit on Friends. It's just like retweet if you think Friends is the worst thing that happened to humanity.
Then the Thursday night schedule is all half year shows because or miniseries because Thursday Night Football takes over on NBC from CBS on November 9th. So Will and Grace is a half year show. Great news, no idea what that is. This Is Us is only half year. And Law and Order True Crime, which is Law and Order decided, you know what? We don't have enough shows. So let's drop the pretense and just go straight into, like doing actual things. So they're doing the Menendez Law and Order True Crime.
So they're trying to copy Ryan Murphy on FX.
Basically, yeah. So that's
they're like, oh, that worked for them, so we can do that too.
Then Friday, Blind Spot, Taken, and Dateline, and Saturday night has Dateline, Saturday Night Mystery, and SNL.
Okay.
The last network is Monday. Jesus Christ. The last network is CW, which has Supergirl and Valor on Mondays, The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow on Tuesdays, Riverdale and Dynasty on Wednesdays, Thursday, Supernatural, which will be jumping the shark this season, and Arrow. Friday, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and Jane the Virgin. And that's it. They don't have primetime lineups for the weekend. I think Supernatural will jump the shark when they do their crossover with Scooby-Doo.
I think that sounds appropriate.
So, these shows are coming back, but they're mid-season replacement. The 100 for the CW, the 100, Black Lightning, iZombie, Life Sentence in the original, CBS, The Amazing Race, By the Book, Code Black, Elementary, Instinct, Man with a Plan, Undercover Boss, ABC, The Bachelor, The Crossing, Deception, For the People, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Quantico, Splitting Up Together, and Alex Inc., Fox, 911, American Grit, The F Word with Gordon Ramsay, Master Chef, LA to Vegas, New Girl, The Resident, and The X-Files. Oh, the X-Files getting another revival season. NBC, AP Bio, The Awesome Show, Champion, Chicago Med, Ellen's Game of Games, Genius Jr., Good Girls, The Handmaid Project, Little Big Shots, Revere, Rise, Shades of Blue, Timeless, and The Wall. The Wall actually does look pretty interesting. That's that show created by LeBron James.
Oh, thank God.
And hosted by the shit stain on American pop culture, Chris Hardwick.
LeBron James sucks. Not at basketball, but like as a person. Like I recognize he's a good basketball player. This is his 7th, I think, NBA final. So
yeah,
that's I can't knock him for that. Like I do realize he's a good basketball player, but as a person, like he sucks. Like he's so fucking annoying. I don't know if you saw, but leading up to the playoffs, he just kept walking around with the book The Godfather to try to show people that he reads The Godfather.
Yes, I do remember that.
Like that shit like that is so fucking annoying.
Oh, yeah. See, I can read. Like, okay, great, good for you.
And then during the playoffs, he goes social media dark.
Yeah.
And but then he just makes the other players on his team take videos of him and post it on their social media.
And it's like what they call there's the LeBron James app to follow him even if he's not on social media.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Um, I don't think True Crime is gonna be that good. Young Sheldon, I don't think they get the right what's it called the right uh, tone. Um, The Gifted, I think, is gonna be pretty bad. I watched the trailer for that. That doesn't look very good. The Orville can be either great or awful. Um, the the Inhumans, I'm on the fence about because I don't know why it's still happening. Other than Perlmutter just like fuck you to Feige, like that's the
I
only
have a
reason.
professor named Perlmutter.
Like that's literally the only reason I see this happening. So I have a question for you though about this
Yes.
This lineup. So we now see Arrow switch nights from Wednesday night to Thursday night to follow Supernatural. So the question I have for you: of the 4 DC TV shows
Yeah.
on CW, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, The Flash, and Arrow, which one will be the first to get canceled?
Arrow.
Arrow picked up a little
No,
bit
I don't know.
from season 4.
Maybe Legends of Tomorrow.
You watch Arrow?
No, I've never watched any of them, but maybe I said Legends of Tomorrow will get
Oh,
canceled.
okay. I said maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I'm like, that's a rough day. The advice I give anyone watching Arrow is to watch until the middle of season 3. There's a point where you're gonna watch it and you're gonna see an episode end and it's gonna be very final. And when that happens, don't watch any more episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna feel like this is a good stopping point, and then that's just it.
Yeah, this summer I'm gonna watch so much TV, like it's gonna be crazy. People are gonna be like, "Where's Peter?" I mean, they're gonna be like, "He's been watching TV for 3 days." that's, I fell behind so much on every show. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I can't. Like the shows we just talked about. I'm pretty sure I will not be watching a single one. I don't really watch any network TV anymore.
Oh, I watch tons of network TV with the asterisk of if it's on the CW.
I'll watch Bob's Burgers probably, and once it goes on Netflix.
Yeah,
that's it. Speaking of Bob's Burgers, did you know H. John Benjamin just released a jazz album?
I did not.
Yes, it is called.
Is it a rule that if you're a lead on a show on Fox Sunday night, you need to release a jazz album?
No. But it's called "Well, I Should Have." That's the title of the jazz album. The first track is called "I Can't Play Piano" Part 1. So that hold on, because he actually cannot play any instrument. And so there's a really funny trailer for it that I'll send you. There's professional musicians, and they sit down and start playing, and it cuts to him the solo, and he just starts hitting random stuff on the piano.
We have one final thing to talk about tonight before we move on and talk about what we're doing in the future for our season finale.
Mm-hmm.
We have I actually came up with this topic the other night, and I told Peter about it. That was a good idea too. I read a plot synopsis or the script summary of the rumored Flash movie that was going to happen in 2012, 2013, something like that. Had the DC extended universe taken off with Green Lantern like they wanted it to. And the version of the Flash that we got was the TV show, but adapted into a movie. And it was written by Greg Berlanti. So you can see Eobard Thawne being, spoilers if you haven't seen The Flash yet. Certain people who remain nameless who are on the show right now. Do you want me to spoil it or no?
Yeah, you can spoil it. Go for it.
It's been 3 years. You only have an excuse.
Just go for
Eobard Thawne was in a wheelchair to hide the fact that he's a Reverse Flash. and he works with Team Flash to help take down Leonard Snart in the movie. But obviously a lot more happens in the TV show because it's 22 hours instead of 2. So it seemed like that was what they were gonna do. And then when you watch each season of the Flash, you can see kind of that they were kind of like this is what the second movie would have been, where season 2 with Earth 2 and Professor Zoom being the bad guy. You can see that was kind of gonna be what it was gonna be. And then with the most recent finale for season 3, again, spoilers if you haven't seen it, it ends with Barry being taken into the Speed Force because he'd messed with time too much, and the Speed Force takes him as a prisoner, and he passes the mantle of the Flash to Wally West.
Oh, kind of cool.
Now you can see there that was how they were going to end the trilogy. That was going to be Barry Allen's last movie, and they were going to move on and have Kid Flash take over from there. Problem being, it works for a movie because you can invest more in an actor that can actually act. And no offense to Kenan Lonsdale, but he can't act if his life depended on it. So we all know that within 3 episodes, Barry will have escaped the Speed Force and will be back as the Flash. So the question that I have is, as a society, should we sit through a bad movie that we know is bad with not thinking there's a possibility that we will get a good movie in the future?
No.
Because that's the problem we're going to be facing this June or July with The Mummy.
You don't know
it
was going to be bad.
Week?
Yeah, we talked about it coming out.
Did we talk about the new casting decisions?
Yes, yeah, we did all that.
Okay. So because we have The Mummy, and The Mummy has the promise behind it of there will be more movies that could be good. So
I would know if it's a bad movie. Like, I'm not going to see The Mummy in theaters. Like, I don't care if it's going to lead to other potentially good movies. Like, I have things to do. Like, I'm not going to sit through like 2 hours of my life and be like, well, maybe this will lead to a good movie like in a few years. Like, there's no like learning that goes on there. Then, like, I can't keep that association to like better myself.
Like, but the thing is, like, think about what happened as a result. Like, we didn't sit, like, to be fair, there's also the example of Dracula Untold, where people didn't see that, and now we're getting The Mummy as we see it.
Yeah, that was a shitty movie. But then, don't you like the show The Flash?
I do like the show The Flash. But I think Ryan Gosling playing Barry Allen in a $200 million version of the TV show would have been better. Because the TV show is not made good by its effects or its acting or anything like that. It's made good by how well it's written and how character-driven. And that's why the show is so good. If it's that same level of writing behind it, then I think the movie would have been better because the effects wouldn't drag it down. You'd be able to do more with the Speed Force, be able to do more. The acting would be better, hands down, because you wouldn't have first-time actors or actors out of Glee. No offense to Grant Gustin. He is great on the show. And the most recent season showed off how good he is because he had to play 3 different roles in this season. But you can't really dispute that Ryan Gosling's a better actor.
That is true.
And I think it would have been interesting to see that happen. And we wouldn't have gotten season 4 of Arrow.
The masterpiece that it is.
No, we would not. Legends of Tomorrow wouldn't have happened. By the way, do you know what Legends of Tomorrow was supposed to be called?
Tomorrow we have Legends.
No. Justice. That was the original title for it. Because I think Legends of Tomorrow would follow the script of the Justice League had Greg Berlanti had the reins of what's it called? Had the reins of the DC Extended Universe. Not that would because it makes sense too if you think about it. Because when the New 52 reboot happened, who was the first villain to just fight? Vandal Savage. Who's the villain
Okay.
in Legends of Tomorrow? Vandal Savage. And it kind of makes
Sneaky.
it kind of makes sense. So, and you can see that through the whole thing, and even like the Green Arrow being there to ground it. If they started out with a Green Arrow movie, I think they would have been better off. I think the ultimate problem was that they tried to start out too grand, and Green Lantern is not. You need something identifiable or grounded because Iron Man wasn't identifiable before Iron Man, but it's still a story grounded somewhat in reality.
Yeah, Green Lantern does not help with that because it's all about aliens and you can create anything with a ring and blah blah blah.
Like there's no real fight to it. Like there's no like consequences if you can do anything you want. Like it'd be like if Marvel started out with Doctor Strange, then Marvel wouldn't have taken off
Mm-hmm.
because you need it grounded somewhat. And you need there to be stakes. And the if they started out with Green Arrow versus the Dark Archer, that would have been good. I think even if you started out with the Flash versus Reverse Flash, that would have worked out. But Green Lantern is just too out there over here. It's not recognizable enough to put up with the weird.
Yeah.
So that's what they needed to weigh a little bit better. So yeah. I think that takes us out for the week. Our list. Next week is our finale of season 4. Is it season 4? Yeah, season 4. Our odd number seasons are all back half of the year. We will not drop the ball like Arrow did. So we will be taking it out with strength, with A Clockwork Orange.
That's a good movie.
That's how we'll be finishing out the year. Then we will be bringing in the next season with our even better movie, Logan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kidding.
It's different. I don't know. It's better for some reasons.
That's the other thing. Is you can't really say one movie's better than another.
Yeah, those movies are
Because,
kind of hard to compare to each other.
like, it'd be like Toy Story is a great animated. Like, it'd be like, what's the greatest animated movie? Okay, now compare that to the greatest drama.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really do that. It's apples and oranges. But Logan will be starting out our next season. Then we go take a little trip downhill for The Mummy, the original Mummy,
Brandon Fraser.
the Brandon Fraser Mummy.
I don't think that's the original Mummy.
No, well the most recent original Mummy.
Okay.
I think the what's it called? The ultimate. Oh, did we talk about the trailer for the Dark Universe? Because I saw that this week. It's awful.
I don't even know what that is.
They made the Dark Universe is the Mummy, Frankenstein, Dracula, all those monsters. That's what Warner Brothers Universal is calling it. They're calling it Dark Universe. And the trailer is all clips from the original, like the original movies from like the 30s and all that, cut together with awful modern trailer music.
Cool.
And it's just like awful. So we'll be doing that Mummy. Then we have Youngblood Hawk and Cars. The original Cars, not Cars 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cars 3 is coming out that week. Oh my, we have so many movies coming out this summer. Transformers: The Last Night, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Dunkirk, War for the Planet of the Apes. Which, by the way, I don't know if we ever addressed the trailer for War for the Planet of the Apes. Did we?
It's really good.
The end of the first trailer, where Woody Harrelson just goes, "Truly, this will be a planet of apes," like that.
Oh,
I laughed
took our line
when I heard that the first time.
The new trailers are really cool. There's like a whole like battle. Like it looks, and it's all like practical too. It looks like.
Yeah, I'm
well, besides the monkeys,
the monkeys,
the human part.
Yeah. And Transformers: The Last Night is Transformers: Civil War. From the director who said he'll never make a superhero movie, he just made Transformers: Civil War. Because for all I can tell from
Transformers,
the trailer,
I feel like is a superhero movie.
All I can tell from the trailer is that the movie is
Anthony Hopkins.
No, it's Optimus Prime gets brainwashed and fights all the rest of the Transformers.
Cool. In
So
his semi-truck form. Like, he doesn't actually turn into Optimus Prime.
yeah. So explain to me. Explain to me how that's not Civil War, and how this isn't a superhero movie.
Well, I think all the Transformers movies are superhero movies.
They are, yeah. It's a franchise. You're not saying I'm not going to make a movie with people in capes. I'm just going to make giant robots that fight each other. Like, okay, yeah, you win.
But not as good as Pacific Rim.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so when we do Logan in 2 weeks, we will be doing the noir version, not the theatrical release, because I want to see if the noir version covers any new ground, or adds anything, brings anything new to the table.
I really like really high definition black and white, so I'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I still haven't watched the shiny and chrome edition of what's it called, Mad Max.
Mad Max.
To be fair, it's also my belief that these black and white editions are just people who want these movies to be considered high art.
They already are. Well, then where's my black and white version of Batman v Superman?
Oh my god. No, but like, you know what I'm saying, right? It's just people who like want these movies elevated to it, like make it in black and white. It makes it deeper. Like, no, shut the hell up. Like,
that definitely is what's happening.
Like, that's why Mad Max has it. That's why this is gonna have it.
Well, I think who's the director of Mad Max?
George Miller.
Yeah, I think he wanted it to be originally released in black and white, but the studio was just like, no, thank you.
He was like, what was the last black and white movie released? Schindler's List?
Yeah.
Clerks? Which was more recent? Clerks or Schindler's List?
Huh. They're within a few years of each other.
Yeah, they were both early to mid 90s. I don't know which. I think Schindler's List was 92. I remember Kevin Smith talking about he got
Schindler's List 90. Schindler's List in 93.
And Clerks was 94. I remember Kevin Smith having to answer the question, were you influenced by Schindler's List? And he goes, no, like, the camera was cheaper. It was in black and white.
Yeah, it was because he couldn't afford a color camera.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll be back next week with our final episode.
A Clockwork Orange.
The masterpiece by Stanley Kubrick.
Yes.
We'll be back. And Josie should be back. Maybe. Don't sound so depressed about it.
No, I meant because I was going to ask you about that.
Oh, yeah. So we'll be back with that next week.